Hey parents, what's up? It's me, Seth Perler with SethPerler.com, ExecutiveFunctionSummit.com. Welcome to the Spring Executive Function Reset. This is Yulia Rafailova. What's up, Yulia?
Hey, Seth. Thanks for having me.
Yulia is a fantastic executive function coach. She's one of the people that is going to be teaching you parents and any teachers or anybody else who's here for the Spring Reset some practical strategies for how to support your kid this spring so they have a great spring, great summer break, and they're not caught at the end of spring, just really when spring fever hits, struggling to get caught up and pass their classes and all of that sort of thing. So, Yulia, for the people that are not familiar with you, what is your job, and what hats do you wear?
Oh my gosh. My bread and butter is I'm an executive function coach. I work with middle school, high school, and college students and their parents. And what I like to call myself is a collaborative consultant. So I'm really there to help them identify and create awareness of, what are some patterns that they're noticing and how to get ahead of that so they could be proactive problem solvers, and build the systems and design an environment that's going to help them manage themselves. Um,
And I know you work with Chad, and you wear some other hats. What are some of the other
Yes.
important
So
ones?
I'm also a speaker, and I also facilitate peer-to-peer support groups because one of the most important things we need is community. And so I do that through the nonprofit called CHAD. It stands for Children and Adults with Executive Function. And you can find our Los Angeles chapter. We're online now, and we hold adult peer support groups every Sunday night. And I run a teenage group for girls on Sundays as well. And we also have a parent group, we have speaker meetings, and we do a lot of fun events in the community as well.
And why do you do this work? Why does it matter to you?
Um, I can't imagine doing anything else. This is sort of my passion. It's very personal. I struggled a lot with my own executive function, and I had really very little self awareness until somebody pointed out to me in my mid 20s, like, hey, you might want to think of, getting a calendar or figuring out how to manage yourself better. And I was super resistant to their support. And it took me several years of suffering very painful consequences to really start diving in and learning about the neurobiology of this and figuring out what do I need to help myself like tap into my strengths. I tutored for many years, and I realized that I care much more about this stuff, these skills, than I do about academics, truly.
And what are we going to learn from this year? What are parents going to learn for the reset?
Sure. So we're going to start with three building blocks of executive function, also called self-regulation. And I want parents to have a very simple operational model that they can look at and say, okay, this is what we're dealing with, so I can work on this. So you're going to learn the three pieces to that model and how they interact. You're also going to learn a time management strategy called time blocking, and we'll share a couple different templates of how to start creating time blocks, with your child. And we're going to learn about analog clocks and how they're the best tool I found so far in managing myself and monitoring my behavior through time.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Yulia. And let's get this gallery. And thank you, parents, for being here. If you like what we're doing, please share the site with somebody right now. You can snag the URL. It's executivefunctionsummit.com, but that is where I hosted the spring reset this year. And you can learn about the speakers here. If you click on Yulia's face, you'll see more about Yulia and how to find her. Take you to her homepage, mindfuleducation.com. And she, on her site at the bottom here, there's an open letter to parents, which is fantastic. You may want to check that out. And again, if you haven't registered, go ahead and register, and please share it with so other people can find us. Thank you, parents and everybody, for being here. And thanks, Yulia. See you soon.
Thanks, Seth.